Hello everyone! Welcome to the first episode of the series Learn Your Tactics with the Fantasy Master. I am Chekas, and in this series you will be learning the 10 most common tactics in the game, starting with double attacks and pins. But first, what are tactics? Tactics are a sequence of moves that makes you win material or checkmate your opponent. The more tactical ideas we know, the easiest will be to spot those occasions where you can win material or even the game. Double attack is our first tactical motif, and one of the most common to show up in your games. The idea is very simple. You make a move that threatens two things, and your opponent can only defend one of them effectively, which in most cases will let you win material. Let's go to the first example to see what we actually mean by this. In this position, the material is even, and we can see that our bishop is attacking the h7 pawn, only defended by the king. Which means that if the queen could take the pawn on h7, it will be checkmate. However, if we play the queen, for example, to h5, then this gives blacks the opportunity to defend with h6 or g6, and we didn't win anything. The correct move here is queen e4, which not only threatens queen takes h7 checkmate, but also attacks the black bishop a second time, and black has no way to defend against both threats at the same time. In the second position, black is up a rook for a knight and a pawn, but white has other problems as well, because right now they can't play queen takes f6 because of the response queen c1 followed by checkmate. So the correct move here is queen takes c7 check that forces the king to recapture the queen. And now the knight can jump to d5 with a double attack against the king and the rook, winning material and the game. In the third position, we have even material and with white to move. When analyzing a position, we have to check for pieces that are undefended to try and attack them. Here we could play queen g3 check and make a double attack to the king and the d6 pawn, gaining a pawn. But there is actually a better move, which is queen g2 check, because this attacks not only the king on g7, but also the undefended bishop on a2, gaining a piece. For the next couple of positions, I encourage you to try and find the correct move, so I will give you 5 seconds to pause the video and try to solve it. Remember the following tips. Number 1. Check for pieces that are undefended and potential checkmate threats. Number 2. Find a move that threatens two things at once. Here is the first position, and it's white to move. You have 5 seconds now to pause the video. If you found queen a4, congratulations! That's the correct move. It attacks the undefended rook on e8 and attacks twice the bishop that is only defended by the black queen. Here is the second position. Careful, this one is tricky. Queen e1 is the correct move. Good job! The move queen f6 fails because of the response rook e4, which moves the rook and defends the bishop at the same time. Now we move to another tactical motif, the pin. The idea of pins is to prevent pieces from moving, because if they do, then we will win material, or better. Let's go to the examples. Here is the first position, and it's black to move. For now, it's equal in material, But after the move queen b4, black pins the knight, who can't move because if it does, then the undefended rook on e1 will fall. Since no other piece can defend the knight, this assures that black will win at least a piece. This is the fundamental idea of the pin. On this position is white to move and it's a pawn down. Black is proposing the trade of rooks, but white has a powerful move to win material here. The surprising queen f5 pins the black rook twice. If rook takes rook, then queen takes f7. And unfortunately for black, the rook can't capture the queen because it will be an illegal move. This type of pin is called an absolute pin. This position is very interesting. Material is equal and it's black to move. White thinks that the moves rook a c8 or bishop takes c3 are the only moves for black to not lose material. But in fact, it's white who is losing material because of the move queen h6, which takes advantage of the bishop pin and it creates at the same time another pin. White can't do anything to prevent the loss of material. Now try to find the correct moves for the next couple of positions. Some tips to find the correct moves. Number 1. Put pressure on pieces that are pinned already by attacking them one more time. Number 2. Look for absolute pins, which are the strongest and most restrictive for your opponent. Here is the first position. Does it look familiar? You have 5 seconds to pause the video now. Well done if you found queen d8 creating a second pin because the queen on e1 is weak and the rook on e7 is absolutely pinned. Here is the other position. Careful with the move order. Rook takes f6. Great move that sacrifices the exchange temporarily. Bishop takes f6 doesn't win material because the pin is not being used. Also, g5 doesn't work because of bishop takes c3. After rook takes f6, g5, putting more pressure under the pinned rook wins the game for white. Excellent job so far. But now it comes the real challenge. A couple of exercises, but now I'm not telling you if there is a double attack or a pin. You will have to find out. Remember our tips from before to find the correct moves. Are you ready? Here we go. Here is the first position. White to move. Queen h1. Very difficult move to make, but makes completely sense. It attacks the bishop on a1 and threatens checkmate on h7. Double attack! h6 doesn't help black because after queen takes h6, there is a forced mate with rook f e8, queen h7 check, king f8, queen takes f7 checkmate. This is the final position for today. Let's make the last effort to get this one right too. It's white to move. Congratulations if you found queen h7 check, king f8, and knight takes e6 check, making a double attack as well as taking advantage of the pinned pawn from f7. 2 tactical motifs in one exercise. Brilliant! Well done, everybody! Don't forget the Fantasy Master tips to find the double attacks and the pins in your games. On the next episode, we will be looking at another 2 tactical motifs. and we hope to see you there. See you on the next video.